How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel. No shill, honest reviews. So today's going to be a very special day for us because today's the day where you're finally going to subscribe to this channel, click that notification bell, and give me that big thumbs up showing that you like the video. So here's what we're talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And if you're going to be talking about Star Wars, of course you have to start with the very first movie in the original trilogy. So, picture this. It's 1976, and this fresh out of film school unknown name comes in with a script and says, I want to write and direct this movie. And here's what it's about. It takes place across the galaxy a long time ago, and also it's filled with space wizards, but it's more like a Western, and it's got a love story, sort of, and it's about a family, and it's going to be all these things, and then they say, I don't get it. And this happens 3 or 4 different times, and he goes to multiple studios, and then finally someone says, you know what, let's take a shot at it. Now this unknown man named George Lucas sets out to create something special and something new that he thinks other people might be able to relate to. So he gets a young cast of unknown actors, relatively unknown, and he's got this young guy named Harrison Ford who's going to play this rogue pilot named Han Solo. And then they have to have these auditions for the other roles. And we get Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, and then finally they have to come up with a villain. They find this actor named James Earl Jones, and it all clicks. So now we have all of our baseline set. On a shoestring budget, they're able to come up with brand new ideas and concepts using miniatures and all sorts of different trickery with cameras and multiple layers of film and create these special effects the world had never seen. And throughout this, they tell an epic journey of a small farm boy living on a distant planet who has big dreams of fighting off the evil empire and joining the resistance. Now, the rebel force is almost nothing to speak of. It's this underground group of people that are sick of this evil empire that have taken over the galaxy, and they refuse to give up anymore, and it's time to take back the Republic for the people. And we pick up our story in the very beginning with a Princess Leia who's on her ship, and she has these plans to help destroy something that's coming up called the Death Star. Now, these plans are the blueprints to this moon-like star destroyer that can blow up a planet with one shot. And Darth Vader shows up. That's our main villain. That's giant, wearing all black with a mask that breathes like that. Terrifying stuff. So at the last minute, she runs into a corridor and uploads all the information she needs into this little droid and sends them through an escape pod with C-3PO. This droid R2-D2's got the plans, and he's partnered up with C-3PO, he's a lingual expert. And they go off to this distant planet of Tatooine to find this old man who can get these plans to the rebel force. This old man's name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this is where our story picks up. These Jawas capture the droids when they crash land on Tatooine, and they plan on selling them to some of the local people. Now we come across this farm with uncle, an aunt, and a teenage boy named Luke. Now they need a couple of droids, and Luke spots C-3PO and R2-D2 and says, how about these, Uncle Owen? And the rest sets everything in motion, because once they get them back there overnight, R2-D2 skedaddles. He goes off to find Obi-Wan Kenobi. And not after part of the clip gets played with a video saying, help me, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. And Luke is hooked. He's got to know what this is. and he tries to figure it out, and R2-D2's given nothing, right? So he bolts, and then Luke goes to find him, and he's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi? I wonder if they mean old Ben Kenobi, because there's this old guy who's kind of weird, lives out in the desert. Maybe he knows who they're talking about. So anyway, he tracks him down. They go out there, they team up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who used to be a Jedi master, and he teaches Luke how to become a Jedi. All the while, they have to find a way to get to the Rebel Alliance, so they find this rogue pilot named Han Solo in the cantina. Now, this is where the most epic question, the most grandiose chicken or egg scenario throughout all cinematic history occurs. Everyone has their own opinion, but I'm going to tell you the flat out truth. Han shot first. And now they go and save Princess Leia from the clutches of Darth Vader. They escape back to the Rebel base. They get all the plans for the Death Star. Then they go back to the Death Star with a team of X-Wing jets. And all these pilots are flying all through these corridors, blowing everything up. They got Darth Vader on their tail. And finally, Luke takes the shot, and he has to fire down this 2-meter wide hole that goes down into the core reactor. And boom! They manage to blow up the Death Star, get back to the Rebel base, and all is saved. For now. And that's my review. Basically, it's just my recap of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. And if you're the last person on Earth that hasn't seen Star Wars, you're missing out. Everybody else, may the Force be with you.